So recently I did a video on these two models in relation to their release or pre-order, but earlier in the year I'd missed this model. Greetings everyone, I am Sister Lilia and welcome to my armoury. Today we're taking a look at Pious Vorne. Interesting loadout of Ministorum Priest. So back in the old days of, I believe, 3rd edition 40k, if not also 2nd edition, there was a version of essentially Ministorum mobs or penitent or faithful mobs that got the option to take a weapon called a vindicator, which was attached to the bottom of either a ranged weapon or a chainsword. GW kept that idea in the back burner and decided during the planning for Blackstone Fortress that they'd bring the idea back. And here we have Pious Vorne, a character who I believe started out not as a Ministorum Priest but as more a ally to a Ministorum Priest, namely Thaddeus the Purifier. So, where Thaddeus the Purifier embodies a lot of what's wrong with the Ministorum, or more, embodies the Ministorum quite well in that he's very well bloated and well armoured. She's not bloated. She's just well armoured and armed. Now I believe that some of that armouring may not necessarily translate in the rules. I don't think she has carapace armour in the rules. But at the same time, that doesn't matter so much as the big honking flamer / chainsword that she is carrying. So rules-wise, Ministorum Priests are in an interesting place this edition. Prior to the new codex, they were two different things, I believe, and this was one of the loadouts for them. And then with the codex, Ministorum Priests suddenly got a lot better. Namely, if you want to get your novitiates to an objective a lot quicker and be really quite aggressive with them, you attach a Ministorum Priest to the unit. Heck, why not take 3 squads of them and attach Ministorum Priests to them? That being said, do what you can to find them cheap if you do actually follow my advice on that one. The idea of having early game charges or charging novitiate squads at objectives, or I believe actually redeploying them essentially, because they get given infiltrate if I remember correctly. Which, yeah, you want to attach this to the squad. This model, combined with a squad that's got 2 of the Sister of Battle Flamers in it, is going to do a lot of damage to anything that's unfortunate enough to be in their path. That being said, my thoughts on the actual sculpt. The sculpt is wacky. It does not feel like a priest. And that is partly because it started life not as one. Started life as a totally different thing, although the character may well have been on the road to be a priest. Now, because you look at this thing does not read as priest. Maybe it would in something like Trench Crusade, which I believe started as a spin-off of 40k, a fan-made spin-off, but this model it feels weird. It's too well armoured for a priest. Like, you look at older depictions of priests and it's beyond rare for them to have armour. And especially given the decree passive, which the sisters have been bound to since practically their inception, thanks to Gorge Van Dyer being an overambitious cur who decided to make the Sisters of Battle his personal servants to enact his will, and of course his will he thought was the will of the Emperor. Big E had other ideas, and when the leader of those Sisters of Battle, or I believe at that point he referred to them. They were referred to as Brides of the Emperor because he'd essentially tricked them into thinking he was the Emperor reincarnate or some such silliness. The custodians put a stop to that pretty quickly by just taking their leader to, well, the Sisters' leader, not Van Dyer, to meet the Emperor, who, we're not sure what he said, if anything, but not very long after, she sliced him in half through his rosarius, so he didn't get to stay upright. Unlike the last time they attacked him on his demand. But yes, this model is wacky. Equipment-wise, it's going to do a lot of damage. But design-wise, it just feels off. It just feels off. Like, I'm happy for it to be in the range. I am very happy for it to be in the range. I quite like this design. But, it feels weird. Like, we've even got a sororitas pauldron here without the little ecclesiarchy icon on it. And yeah, I know there's some gaps there, but well, too bad. Gaps are always a bit of an interesting thing with push-fit models. I mean, even more noticeable with the navigator. Yeah, I'm not taking that thing apart to fix that. I might cover it with something later, but I might just leave it there and highlight it to make it look more like a crack. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else to say about this, or really too much to say about it. It's a decent model. I don't think it's worth the retail price, but then that's been my consistent opinion for a while now. But especially with models that are older. This one has been part of 2 separate boxed games and shouldn't be going for the retail price it does. It's not a new sculpt. It's an old sculpt that's been repurposed. It's a gorgeous sculpt, but it's not something that warrants the price tag that we're getting these days for a lot of stuff. Nor do these. Oh, I haven't got that one in focus. Yes, I'm working on this at the moment, and the other Thaddeus will get sorted out soon. The amount of Thaddeus I have. What is the plural of Thaddeus? Is it Thaddei? I'll probably be more soon. I mean, I have 3. Only one of which I bought, I think, at the start of the pandemic. Yes. The trio of Thaddeus, who are being used in different places. They still stay as Ministorum Priests. This is going on a podium that has heavy flamers under it. Anyway, it's a decent enough model if you want to get it. How it scales. So, here's how Pious Vorne scales with Battle Sisters. She's kind of about the same height. She's on a slightly thicker base than these two, but that happens. Eventually I'll get to actually basing my horde of Sisters of Battle, or mission, one of the two. Anyway, that's how they scale. Thank you for watching, fellow faithful of the Emperor. I hope you enjoyed, and if you've built up this model, I'd love to hear about if you did any modifications, or alternatively, if you have converted Ministorum Priests to have Vindicators. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.